Hi, and welcome again to Beyond the Brim blog. My name is Tears Elaine, and I'm going to talk about how to get out of a creative slump. So, first off, I think it's a natural thing to be in a creative slump. I find that I go in cycles. I go in creating cycle, and then I go to a implementing my creation cycle, and then I go to a, selling or marketing my creation. So it's kind of, and then you kind of need a rest or a break from all that, or if, you're going to fulfill those orders or whatever kind of product or service that you create, and then take a break, and then you'll start all over again. But sometimes taking a break and then having to start all over again to that place is the hard part. So here are some things that I do in my daily life. The first one is, I'm going to talk about 5 things. So the first one is I go for a walk. I walk almost every day. I find I'm a verbal processor. I literally go walk in the woods and I talk to myself. And if I need to write things down, I just like talking to my phone. But that really helps me like set the tone and think about giving that space to think is really important. So thinking about like what I'm going to create next and what kind of products I'm going to do. It's really important to have that space as an entrepreneur. The thing that I think is undervalued is just that time to think. And that's a really important thing as an entrepreneur. It's just that space to think. Another thing you could do is find prompts online to get your creative juices flowing. There are a lot of resources for this. Just type in like artist prompt of the day. You'll find hundreds of resources. Just click on one. And it's a great way to just have like a daily journal of like something. And oftentimes I find if I do this, I'll start on a prompt and then it'll inspire me to do something else. And then I'm off to the races. So that tends to help me. The third one is just start. Sometimes you can't wait around for inspiration to happen, especially if you run a business. Is you just have to get started and just like maybe you have some idea and you don't like love it. My suggestion is to start it. I have not thousands, but probably hundreds of pieces that you'll never see because either they were a practice or I wasn't quite inspired, but I just needed to get started. Pieces that I don't love, and that's okay. That's part of the process. Like not every piece you're going to create or a product or whatever you make or do is going to be the piece that everyone loves or that you love or whatever. Use this time if you're not feeling inspired to work on other parts of your business. Maybe you need to revamp your website. Maybe you need to work on your email marketing. Maybe you need to schedule out and take photos for your social media. Use this time to focus on other things. If you're like, okay, well, I don't feel like creating right now or drawing or painting or creating a new product, focus on really honing in and refining your skills in other parts of your business. And lastly, ask your audience. The people who follow you because they like your stuff. They don't follow you because they feel obligated. People can do what they want, right? So ask your audience. Do a quick Instagram poll, or if you have an email list, send out a survey. You can just literally ask them to email you back. You can use forms like JotForm or Google Doc or Google Sheets. No, Google Forms. I think that's what it's called. But you don't have to be fancy. You could just be like, hey, I'm thinking about creating these new products, or I'm thinking about creating this new service. A, B, C, D. Give people options. Sometimes people, like if you're taking a survey, think about if you have to come up with an answer, you're not going to answer, most likely, unless you know for certain what you want. But most people want to just do quick, like, I'd like to see this, I'd like to see that, and they'll put in their own opinion or insert or whatever if they have something else they'd like to see. So that might help you kind of get started, like, oh, I didn't even think that my audience wanted A, B, or C. This is a great place to start and to work on. So those are my 5 ways to kind of get out of that creative funk. I think, again, it's just a natural part of running a business or being an artist, whether you run a business or it's for a hobby or just for fun. You're going to have times and just like the ebb and flow of things. It's just the way that it goes. And I think embracing that and finding other things to do instead of being in that frustration is going to really help you get out of that. So hopefully this was helpful. Until next time, see you later.